Okay, folks. Did I connect this? Yeah. Let me explain this again. Actually, I don't think I ever explained it. Well, we have Trump today emulating Vladimir Ilyich Lenin, telling Walmarts, meaning to the supermarkets in America, to not raise prices. So basically it's the same line as Lenin, which accused the capitalists of exploiting the proletariat. I'm not saying it's good or bad. It doesn't really matter. What I was saying is that I kept telling that to you. It's been 2 years already that Leninism was underway in the entire West, but it had established itself in America as well, which means that you are going to redistribute real output, real consuming products from the middle class to the poor, and then from the rich, from the top 10% to the middle class. We are getting closer to the point that the government, actually in Europe it has already happened, but even in America, they would force the top 10% to reduce their consumption in order to make for more scarce output to be available for the poor and the middle class to be consumed. That is how it works, right? You must think as a Soviet when there is a scarcity of supply. When there is no scarcity of supply, then you think in money. When there is scarcity of supply, you think in terms of products. So he asked Walmart, he gave order to Walmart, to the capitalists, to eat up the tariffs, to reduce the prices. I mean, how would that work in practice, right? So Walmart to tell its suppliers to reduce the price. And the suppliers who tell their own suppliers to reduce the price. So imagine Walmart here, and then it has, let's assume, 1,000 suppliers. And these suppliers have finished products, and each of them has suppliers of their components. So let's say 100,000 suppliers. And these 100,000 suppliers have 1 million suppliers of subcomponents. And then you go, actually, let's turn it upside down because this is the downstream. We go upstream. So Walmart here, and then you move up and up and up, supplier after supplier after supplier after supplier, and you stop at the upstream. So you stop at the people, the companies, the countries which supply energy and raw materials. Beyond that, you cannot go. Right. And whereas from Walmart up to the point of raw materials and energy, this can be handled by the capitalist market, by the free market. Upstream cannot be free market. Procurement of commodities, of raw materials, and of energy is global. It has absolutely nothing to do with the free markets. That is the level of the involvement of the military. You got to go and get them. You got to either make a large empire, like the Roman Empire, where people would trade from London to Beirut, and the Roman Empire would secure all these trading lanes with a large military. Or you just have to go and get it. Basically invade a country, do something, and exploit their raw materials. There is no other way. There is no free market in the upstream. But the United States of America decided to give up on that. They thought that the dollar, the euro dollar system, was a commodity. Right? It was energy, was aluminum, was iron ore, was copper. And it's not they just on computers. So it doesn't really matter anymore. It doesn't matter what you do. Whether you raise the rates or you lower the rates, whether you tell the people to lower prices or you allow them to hike the prices, doesn't really matter anymore. Unless America resorts back to interventionism, your life will get worse because you're not controlling the upstream. Period. Period. That's all it is. We had Nikkei today, Nikkei.com, which showed that China had been preparing for this kind of embargo they are doing of key materials and key subcomponents. They've been preparing for years already, which I told you that because I knew that. But again, the dollar, the euro dollar, no one has any option but to use the dollar, which self-evidently is untrue. But anyway, yeah. It is what it is, folks. Either you go back to invading countries, interventionism, or something like that, or accept a lower standard of living. Accept food riots. That's all it is. That's all it is. You have a good day.